crossing.
Here we go, roll sound.
Rolling! Rolling.
Hey, common sticks, marker.
Stand by. And action.
Movies are as much a part of American culture as the news on TV. But for me, being behind the scenes of a movie set was a lot different than at Channel 8. There's a lens on the camera, but that's about the only similarity. News reporters, if anything, are unactors. They often have to suppress feelings to be objective.
Cut.
Acting is the opposite. You often have to express feelings you don't really have. My first scene was easy. All I had to do was get off a plane and walk away. Heck, I've done that before. But in my second scene, I had to do something that really went against my grain.
And so the following week, I'm flying you to the Thomas Academy for summer school.
Dad, I really don't want to go to summer school.
Neither did I, having been there myself more than once. The next part seemed easier because Key Howard, who played my father, reminded me an awful lot of my news director.
Fix me a bourbon, will you?
Well, with forebears like that, Jeremy runs away to this fantastic place called Captiva Island. I'd love to do that, but unfortunately I was too old to play his part. But you're never too old to act. Heck, George Blair is 80. He just started acting, and in some scenes he had to do it while water skiing on his bare feet. Ernest Borgnine is in his 70s, Artie Johnson in his 60s, and they're still going strong, both on and off the screen. They call him Banana George, and while this Winter Haven resident is famous for his antics on the water, he has a passion for just about everything in life. That's why when he turned 80 earlier this year, he celebrated by taking up snowboarding. But even George was surprised that he was launching on a new career as a movie actor.
I guess I'm always looking for new surprises because I think that's what life is all about.
In Captiva Island, George gets to use his barefoot skiing skills, but his primary role is that of island philosopher.
One marker.
Mr. Childs! Mr. Childs! Regrets are realizations that come a little too late. Don't let that happen to you.
I will see ya, Dick.
Ernest Borgnine doesn't like me much because I play the overbearing father of his young friend Jeremy, the movie's lead, played by Jesse Ziegler of Clearwater.
They're after me. Step on it. Cool. Slow down. I think we lost him.
Jesse is a veteran actor. His career began at the age of 9 as the child star of Swamp Thing, and since has gone on to major roles in motion pictures and TV miniseries. But Captiva had to be the most fun. On any given day, you could find him swimming with dolphins, flying high in ultralights, taking a dive from a parasail, or telling off the local anchorman.
Your mother and
Dad, you never let me finish. Look, I really appreciate what you're trying to do for me with school and the business.
Despite his success, Jesse has no plans of moving to Hollywood. He wants to stay right here in Tampa Bay.
I wouldn't want to be in the business, I don't think, if I had to move to Hollywood or New York, because I really like it here, and I like sort of the small town atmosphere. Yes, I'll admit it is harder to get started probably here, but on the other hand, there aren't as many kids in Florida, and if they decide to come to Florida for a lead role, your competition might not be as great.
This is your big day. It's like a dream come true. So won't you smile for the camera? I know they're gonna love it.
This is Captiva, marker.
Lights, cameras, cranes, and lots of equipment. Pretty much your typical Hollywood movie set. Except it's not Hollywood, it's Florida. And the majority of the crew and cast who made the movie Captiva Island are all Floridians, including the film's director, John Biffar.
With the advent of Universal Studios coming into town, Disney Studios, films are now being made here. But beyond that, no matter where you are, if you have a good story, you have a good script, you have a talented team of people that can technically make the film happen, you can do it.
It can take months to make a movie, but the making of a director takes much longer. John began 18 years ago as a student at USF's film school in Tampa. Part of his education included an internship at Channel 8. That's when I met him, and if you're a longtime viewer, you've met him too. John's first documentary was our passage to Panama aboard the Bounty. And over the years, he's continued to collaborate on dozens of projects with us while winning a host of Emmys and other industry awards as the head of his own TV production company. Now he's graduated to feature films, but not just any feature films.
Really, the kind of movies I'm interested in are ones that have a positive, uplifting, feel-good message behind them.
And as you'll see, much of that message is devoted to the beauty of John's home state of Florida.
I love him. He's a great guy and has a great perception of everything that goes on. I like that.
Best people in the industry, so I can't fail. So I'm really blessed. I thank God that the dream is about to come true.